Everyone is talking about artificial intelligence. ChatGPT, Gemini, Midjourney. It writes poetry, it passes bar exams, it generates images good enough to win art competitions. But here is the uncomfortable truth the headlines won't tell you: we are hitting a wall, and while the world is obsessed with software, the smartest people on the planet are quietly abandoning it. Think about it like this. Imagine you are a baker. You have the best sourdough recipe in town. Business is booming. To make more bread, you don't invent a new recipe. You just tell your employees to work faster and use bigger spoons. That is exactly what the AI industry is doing right now. They are taking the same old silicon chips, the ones that have powered our computers since the 1970s, and they are just making them bigger, hotter, and running them faster. They are asking the ovens to burn hotter. But there is a physical limit. We call it Moore's law, and it is dead. You cannot shrink a transistor below the size of an atom. To train the latest AI models, companies are building data centers that consume enough electricity to power small cities. These centers are so energy hungry they are literally warping the global power grid. So, where is the real revolution? It isn't in making software smarter. It is in making the hardware different. It is in changing the very physics of computation. Let me tell you a story. In 2019, a team at Google announced they had achieved quantum supremacy. Their quantum computer, Sycamore, solved a problem in 200 seconds that would take the world's fastest supercomputer 10,000 years. But here is the twist: that problem was a useless math puzzle. The public yawned. They said, "So what? Can it write my emails?" That was our first mistake. We ignored the revolution because it didn't have a user-friendly interface. But the giants didn't ignore it. Microsoft, IBM, Google, and China's most secretive labs aren't pouring billions into hiring prompt engineers. They are pouring it into quantum computing. Why? Because AI runs on probability. It guesses the next word. But a quantum computer runs on physics. It doesn't guess, it calculates multiple realities at the same time. Think of AI as the world's fastest librarian. You ask for a book, and it finds it instantly. Amazing, right? But a quantum computer isn't the librarian. It is the author. It doesn't retrieve information, it discovers new laws of physics, new materials, new molecules. AI can tell you what a protein looks like. Quantum computing can tell you how to fold a protein that has never existed before, one that could cure cancer. While we were distracted by chatbots, the real money was moving into physics. And then there are the bodies. For years, robots were clumsy. They fell over, they moved like drunks. But look at what is happening now. Companies like Figure, backed by OpenAI and Jeff Bezos, are building humanoid robots that work in warehouses in the dark, silently, efficiently. They don't get tired. They don't complain. But the robot itself is just a shell. The real intelligence isn't inside it. The real intelligence is moving to the edge, to the neural chips. There is a man named Dennis DeGray, a quadriplegic. In 2021, he received a brain implant from a company called BlackRock Neurotech. He wasn't just moving a cursor on a screen. He was feeling the texture of objects through a robotic hand, sent directly to his sensory cortex. He wasn't using a keyboard. He was using thought, and he wasn't using the power of a supercomputer. His brain runs on 20 watts, the same as a dim light bulb. Meanwhile, a single AI query consumes 10 times that. This is the great pivot. We are moving from the artificial to the ambient. Imagine you are flying a plane. A single-engine plane is dangerous. A two-engine is safer. A three-engine is the safest. Right now, our civilization runs on a single engine, silicon logic. Zeros and ones. AI is just an upgrade to that single engine, but the next revolution is building engine 2, quantum mechanics, raw physics, solving the unsolvable, and engine 3, biotechnology, life itself, rewriting DNA like software code. We are building a triple-engine plane. You see, the pandemic taught us something profound. The mRNA vaccines weren't a cure. They were a software update for your immune system. We sent a piece of code into your cells, and your cells read it and built a shield. That wasn't medicine. It was biological computing, and now, imagine combining that with quantum computing. Imagine a nurse in a rural hospital. She wears a lightweight headset, not VR. This is a neural bridge. She has a patient with a rare genetic disorder. She thinks the symptoms, just the feeling of them, and a quantum processor, running on fusion energy, runs a quadrillion simulations in a nanosecond. The AI interprets the data. The biotech synthesizes a custom protein, and the humanoid robot, standing silently in the corner, prepares the injection. The nurse doesn't type. She doesn't click. She just watches. Now, this is the part that will keep you up at night. We fear that AI will make us obsolete, that we will become useless. But history shows the opposite. When the calculator was invented, we didn't stop doing math. We stopped doing boring math. We started doing rocket science. When we get quantum chips connected to our biology, we won't stop thinking. We will stop thinking linearly. We will think in dimensions. Think of it like an orchestra. Today, we have the best musicians in the world. AI is the violin, quantum is the cello, biotech is the French horn, and robotics is the percussion, but they are all playing in different rooms. It is chaos. It is noise. The next revolution is the conductor, and the conductor isn't a machine. The conductor is human intent. Everyone is talking about AI, but the companies investing in the triple engine aren't building a chatbot. They aren't building an assistant, they are building a new species of reality, and you won't access it through a keyboard. You will access it by simply being the artificial intelligence we are so scared of right now. The ChatGPTs, the Midjourneys, they are dinosaurs. They are the bulky, loud, hot mainframe computers of the 1960s. The next revolution is silent, it is microscopic. It is embedded in the walls of your house, the fibers of your clothes, and eventually, the cells of your body. This is the Silicon Exodus. The shift from the digital to the physical, and back again. It isn't a revolution of code, it is a revolution of matter, and the question isn't whether it will happen, it's whether we will recognize it when it's already inside us.